Hi guys, welcome back to Motorhome Adventures. This is our second day in North Wales and we are off to Betws Y Coed. No, that's not correct. Betws Y Coed. That's right, that's how you say it.
Okay.
I think. I hope I'm right. Beautiful location, beautiful town. We've been to the campsite there before and we're looking forward to going back there.
It is lovely site, Riverside. Riverside is the name of the site there. I'm sure a number of you have either stayed there or know of that site. But Betws itself has got some lovely shops, very nice eating places. So despite today's deluge of rain that's forecast, we'll hopefully get to do one or two things. So we'll see you on the road.
Yes, see you there.
I see the crossroads coming up ahead. A choice I make, but haven't made yet. Why do pathways feel so threatening? What ifs are never ending? Caught in the shadow of what might be, a future I fear, but still cannot see. Wait up, tomorrow should be easier. What if I leap and it's not what I fear? Oh. I see the crossroads coming up ahead. A choice I make, but haven't made yet. Why do pathways feel so threatening? What ifs are never ending? Caught in the shadow of what might be, a future I fear, but still cannot see.
Well, we're in at the fabulous Riverside. It is always fabulous, but I have to say, I'm not even going to get out the van at the moment. As you can see by the front windscreen and it coming down there in torrents, it's a good old Welsh showery day, i.e. biblical. So I've braved it once to plug us in on the electric, and we were down to about 70% on the batteries after the night in at Sig and Copper Mine. So we're having a good old recharge there. Once we plugged in, come up 2 or 3% already, doesn't take long to recharge itself. We've got a massive amount of solar power coming in, not all of about 8 watts of solar, because as you've seen, that is one dreary day out there. Look at it coming in torrents down the window. So if I'm brave enough to take you out and about, then I will. We've been here a couple of times, lovely stop, they're always very nice here. And in fact, a couple of times we've been here, it has been a bit similar to this. So not saying it always rains in Wales, but you can certainly get some damp weather, shall we say. But it is February. I mean, come on, it's February. So we'll let them off this time. And of course, you get your bits and pieces from reception. We're on pitch 8 today. They give you a proximity tag, that's for the barrier to get in and out of, and they give you a key that gets you into the washrooms, all that sort of thing. So all the usual bits from Riverside, and that was we were running for about 36 hours, I guess, off grid, so that took it down from 100 down to about 73% when we pulled in here. And that was, we've obviously got 600 amp hour, 300 fog stars under the seat behind me, and that was running the combi oven. We had that on last night for tea, both in air fry mode and microwave mode. We had the induction, we've been using solely the induction for kettle and all the associated, didn't use the gas rings yesterday, but obviously the fridge has been running on gas while we've been off grid, and obviously the heating has as well. So yeah, I mean, that's a good guide for you there with those sorts of devices going around about 23-25%, if you include all of our travel yesterday where we stopped for lunch and were on the hob as well. So that per evening. But of course, both days we had a reasonable amount of sun yesterday, but certainly not a great deal going on there, just ticking over. But of course, that's when the roof will really come into its own, the slightest bit of sun then, and that will really help to push those percentages back up again. So and so particularly in Europe, of course, when you're down in those beautiful climates down south, then we won't need much of a plug-in at all, of course, because it will be the solar doing all the work to recharge. Certainly, if you wanted to know any more about the setup here, then do check out the channel. Got a couple of films on there with the Uptron's upgrade, I should say, to all the Victron equipment here in the van, or of course drop us a message on the film there if you want to know any more about the Victron system that we've upgraded the van to now. The upgrades were carried out by MACSUK, that's Motorhome and Caravan Services UK, who have got a web presence as well, specialise in, well, in particularly Victron work, but they do a number of other things for motorhomes, for caravans, you name it really. So do have a look at MACSUK. In fact, we're down there. We've got a couple of things coming up. We're down there in a couple of weeks, so do keep an eye on the channel as well. Not Victron related, but some other tweaks to the van. So keep an eye out on the channel for those tweaks as well. Well, the morning after. Still a fabulous spot, but by crikey, was that some rain yesterday. But a new day. Sadly, with this short trip, we're heading back to Tenby today. Although there could be worse places to go, couldn't there, than Tenby? There's even a bit of blue up there, look at that. And yes, there was a massive amount of rain last night, but it seems to have all magically disappeared. A lot of the paths here were underwater, and some of the pitches weren't in use. In fact, just straight ahead of me here there was a complete lake, but that's disappeared as well. So it does, as fast as it arrives, it disappears again from this fabulous spot in the Welsh mountains. So for those of you who may not have been here before, let's give you a quick little glimpse of some of the facilities here at Riverside. If you're it's a sort of independent site, but if you're a member of Caravan Motorhome Club, and I think possibly Caravan and Camping Club, but somebody might correct me on that. You get a discount from the owners here. They own sort of 4 or 5 sites in the UK, and really nicely set out, nice facilities. There's a little shop on site which I'll get you a glimpse of if I can. Look at that lovely blue van over there, fabulous motor. And all the motorhome service area, very nicely set out, black water drop there, all your recycling. It's a proximity card entry system for the gate there. See that massive barrier drops down, so it's a very secure spot as well. And then the facilities here, you get that key to get you into the building here. Let's have a quick look in here. A veg prep area, very smart too. And then over this side, very well equipped laundry. There's your costs up there. So, and that's the reception area. All very smartly done. Nice little shop here as well. Got a few of your basic essentials. Any little maintenance issues you might have on site. All your usual bits and bobs. Chemicals wise, and then a few essentials, food. Or if you get a case of the nibbles and the munchies in the evening, then all those super healthy snacks that you can have to fill those gaps. Normally got a bit more milk in here as well, but a fair old selection, as you can see. Always very nicely stocked. They've got TV aerial points as well on the pitches, so if you do have reception trouble, you might be able to grab yourself one of those and plug into the on-pitch sockets to get slightly better reception. And even some chairs now. Didn't have those last time we were here. Very nice too. And of course, there has to be Nicky's favourite magnums in there as well. Very nice too. And of course, when you get here, then there's 2 little lay-bys on each side of the road here. There's that reception area that we were just in there. And just pull into one of these ones on the side here and go and check yourself in. There's a few more blue bits up there as well. Hopefully be some nice Welsh scenery on the way back that will be a bit more visible than yesterday. Oh, there we go, Riverside Touring Holiday Park, Morris Leisure, that was the name I was trying to remember. Got a big website presence together with their other sites. I think there's one at Llanberis and 1 or 2 others. So always some pretty nice facilities they've got at these ones if you fancy a stop in. And the town itself, which is just literally just through a footpath there. It's a little railway there. Blaenau-Festiniog Railway is there as well, and the town itself is absolutely full of outdoor pursuit shops. So certainly if you need a new coat or new pair of boots, then you're definitely not short of places to stop there. There's some fabulous little cafes and restaurants, a superb pizza restaurant, and yeah, 1 or 2 Indian restaurants, I think, really. So it's a really well equipped spot for a few days here. We're only able to do a night here, but having done a couple of 3 nights here before, it is a really nice little town. And of course some stunning walking in and around the hills here. Absolutely lovely walks out from the site here. So yeah, great spot indeed. And the shower and toilet block in here, the showers are one of one of the few where I actually have to turn the heat down. It's not often you have to turn the heat down in the shower, so full marks to Riverside for supplying, especially on winter's day like these, for supplying fantastically hot showers. And you can see the site goes right down to the end there, plenty of pitches, but it does get very busy, so particularly as you get towards the holiday season. So always one, if you're thinking of coming here, get on their site early to book your slot, particularly if it's weekends, things like that, to book and reserve a spot here. And I have to say I was very glad of the HY4 levelling system last night. I didn't get out of the van in that rain, so rather than have to use the Malenko ramps, which were fantastic, but definitely slightly better to be able to stay in the van, press a button, and we were levelled up in that horrendous rain. So a big thank you, of course, to A&E Leisure, who fitted the HY4 system on the van here. And of course, if you wanted to know any more about the fitting of HY4 on your van or on this one, there is a film on the channel of how that process works, and how and a good close look at the installation on the van here, if you're thinking about having a similar system yourself. Well, as we wait for the last of the grey waters to drain on the grids, look at that. That's more like the Riverside in the fabulous sunshine. Absolutely beautiful now. So should be a bit of a clearer drive out than yesterday's deluge. Fantastic though. Very, very recommended, very much recommended here. It's a lovely stop. Well, that was a bit damp outside in that horrendous weather.
It was very wet, windy and rainy, but we still had a pleasant stay. The campsite's lovely. The lady in the shop there is very, very friendly.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, all your needs
Great
are met
stuff.
there. It's a great site.
It is,
And
yeah.
the town is just next door. There's a lot to see and do, even when it's raining. So it's been a great stay.
Yeah, as always, our thanks to Riverside, and of course, as you saw there just before we set off, or just as we were about to set off, we even had a little bit of sun, so it looks a little bit different from yesterday when the sun came out this morning. So heading back for Tenby now, so thanks ever so much as always for watching. We got one or two other films coming up, so keep an eye on the channel for that as we plan for a spring adventure into Europe. And do one or two other bits on the van as well before we go, so keep an eye out for those on the channel. But thanks ever so much for watching as always, guys, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.